We're live here. What's your perspective? LENSEC Live, and I'm excited. Again, everyone needs to go to lensec.com/live to catch up with all the different episodes. 28 episodes as my guest today. And he's not told me what we're going to talk about, but I'm used to that at sometimes so I'm excited to welcome to the program, Keith Harris, co-host and Marketing Communications Director for LENSEC. How are you, Keith?
I'm doing great, Neil. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic as well. And you're kind of allowing me to ask you what our topic is today. So what is?
Well, I'm keeping it under my hat, although it is pretty great news. We've been talking. I've been poring over some of the video interviews we've been doing. We've been doing What's Your Perspective since March of this year, and we've been through lots and lots of episodes and talked with some great people, technology partners, and one of my favorite things that we do is talking with our partners, LENSEC Partners that resell our product. We have to work with them on a very close level in providing support, providing great information, all the way from the leadership of our company all the way down to the support technicians and everywhere in between. We're talking with these people and lending them a lot of support, telling them about the great features of our product. And some of them have gone live with us and they've had some pretty great things to say. So we're going to hear from some of these people today. And I'm pretty excited about what they had to say about working with LENSEC and using Perspective VMS to help their customers succeed.
All right. Well, fantastic. Looking forward to seeing these testimonials.
Yeah, first up, we've got Max Schlosser. Max is one of our great partners in the Denver area. He's with Aquila Security and Alarms, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his experience in working with LENSEC and finding how Perspective VMS can really help him and his company, and in the long run, help his end users, companies that he's working with. So here's our first interview with Max.
When we were originally looking at some VMS solutions, we had looked at a few of the competitors of LENSEC, and really we were looking for a system that was easy to use, both on our end and on the end user, easy to program on our end, something that we could get done relatively quickly and with some efficiency. We were also looking for a system that integrated very well with the products that we're already using. We didn't want to start looking at different products to sell or install just to work with a VMS. We primarily use a lot of Bosch products, and there's not really a whole lot that integrates specifically with Bosch where LENSEC does. And then the last thing we were looking for was affordability. There's a lot of VMS solutions out there that are they have annual dues for licensing, or their one-time dues are 2, 3, or 4 times as much as the LENSEC pricing is. So we want to be competitive in the market, in a market that we're relatively new to compared to some of the other heavy hitters. And in order to do that, we needed those aspects in a VMS, and LENSEC ticked all the boxes. The interactions have only gotten better as time has gone on, which is something that isn't very commonplace these days. A lot of salesmen will sell you a product, and then the back end support is non-existent or very difficult to navigate. Being able to reach out via text message and say, hey, I have a question, or reach out in an email and get a response right away, not from an automated system, but from an actual person. Not some generic support.lensec.com email address. It's an actual person that I can reach out to. Whether they're in the office or not, a lot of times I'll get a response. Being able to call people and have them answer instead of leaving voicemails and hoping they call back. I mean, it's like I said, it's only gotten better since we've started working with LENSEC on the Perspective VMS platform. I can't say enough about the team and their support. Anytime I have a question, no matter how small or how big, anytime I have an issue, no matter how small or how big, no matter what comes up, I can always reach out, like I said, either email or text, and I have a response usually pretty close to immediately. I mean, within 5 minutes, I'll have an email back, I'll have a text back, or I'll have a phone call if they need more clarification. So the back end support has been phenomenal. Being able to work hand in hand in order to accomplish the things we're trying to accomplish has just been above and beyond anything that I've been a part of ever, really.
So that's Max Schlosser with Aquila Security and Alarms in Denver. He's one of our great partners, and we've been pleased to have him on board with us. And boy, he's got some great things to say.
Absolutely. It's very interesting. He definitely checked all the boxes that we've talked about on different people with what's your perspective. First of all, about the ease to use, how easy it is to use our solution Perspective EMS, but also install it. So that's one of the big takeaways I took right from the bat, off the bat from that interview, that testimonial, was how he was looking for something that's not going to be so complex that he really can't understand it. Again, these security professionals are selling multiple things, and they are called at any time to go to the customer. So if they have to worry about explaining that to that customer, how to use that solution, and taking tons of calls and then dealing with a horrible installation of it, it's not going to be worthwhile, right, Keith, to deal with?
Not at all. Not at all. And we'll hear from Max again a little bit later in the program as he tells us about a use case that he is using for Perspective EMS. But yeah, these guys are really happy with what they're getting. And so that's why we wanted them to be able to tell their story and get out the word that, about the great experience that they're having using LENSEC and Perspective EMS.
And I got other takeaways from it as well, but we've talked about it on other shows, some of those. But I thought just to talk about something that's important as an easy system to use. I'm a big tech guy, but I don't like programs that are difficult to use. I'm going to choose the certain types of apps or programs based on how easy it is. So because we don't want to think about all those other details. And this is what's so nice about Perspective EMS is the ease to use.
Yeah, that's great. Now, our next guy that we're talking to is Charlie Druzak with Doble Laboratories, and he's based up in Pittsburgh. And Charlie is going to tell us about his experience working with the people at LENSEC and how that has been for him. It's really been an awesome deal for him. So let me pull up Charlie Druzak here, and we can hear what he has to say.
Well, I'm Charlie Druzak. I'm the director of the security integrations at Doble Laboratories. Met with LENSEC over a year and a half ago, and their support has been tremendous and phenomenal. The software and everything that they offer to us, not only that we can pass on to our end users, have been huge. It's a game changer. It makes a big difference in the industry to be able to integrate not only intrusion alert but also access control with the video management software. When you're only going to one web browser is a game changer, and our end users are seeing that. Everything we've ever asked from LENSEC, not only to the COO but also the Director of North American Sales down to the engineering and inside sales engineering, has been awesome. Anything that we've ever needed, LENSEC's been on board 100%, made our job easier. From our technician standpoint, we've been told that, I've been told that from our technicians, it's been awesome. And right now in the industry, it's hard to find that. And they take us very personal, and it's a good avenue to make sure that we have that. Being more personal, and that's what we are. Our culture is a little different. We want to talk to you. We want to be with you, and we want to try to strive to help the end user. And I think that LENSEC and Doble, kind of cooperate in doing that. So we're a little bit more personable. We're a different culture, and you fit our needs, and we fit your needs, and that's what counts.
Yeah, so that's Charlie Druzak with Doble Laboratories. Charlie is a great guy, and I really like what he said about culture, because I think that fits LENSEC's culture as well.
I think it's important to get along with your partners, to have a relationship with your partners, to do co-marketing or co-branding opportunities with your partners. And that's what we've done with Doble Labs, being there available for them anytime that they need us, especially when there's an opportunity or a charitable event like a golf outing or something like that. We've always are there for Doble. And that's the difference between a company just being a manufacturer and a company being a partner with a specific security integrator. If we're just there as just a manufacturer, we're not available and you can't get a hold of us. He talked about how important it is to have people to fix problems. And that's what our support team does. In addition to what our support team does, what our sales engineers are able to do, where they can help install the solution if there are any challenges. If it's definitely not on our end. It has a lot to do with what current solution they're installing into and some of the challenges, and LENSEC's able to handle them, but we are willing to be part of that. And a lot of times, Keith, it's not like that with other manufacturers.
No, I've heard of some of our competitors that have little to no support at all. And, they're charging considerably more for their software than we are. And it's one of the things that really strikes me about LENSEC is how much emphasis we put on partner achievement. We want our partners to succeed. Yeah, we want to make money. We want to sell software licenses, and we want to grow as a company. But we want to do that by helping our partners grow, our security integrators, people who are reselling our software. If they succeed, then we succeed.
Exactly.
Next up, I've got Matt Bidos. Matt is with Elliott Data Systems, and he has a little bit different take on his experience with LENSEC. Let's hear what Matt has to say.
Matt Bidos here with Elliott Data Systems. I'm Vice President of Sales. As Bob mentioned, we have an office in St. Louis. We also have another office down in the Mid-South region in Memphis, Tennessee specifically. So we sell and support security solutions all throughout the Midwest and Mid-South in a variety of markets: healthcare, education, government, local, county, state, et cetera. So what we like to do is sit down with our current clients, prospective clients, to really understand their needs. And then, from there, we always like to take an unbiased approach to everything that we do. So a lot of times before we even make specific product recommendations, again, we're going to understand what the customer's requirements are. On top of those requirements, we need to understand any compliance or liability issues that the customer faces. And then we're going to design a solution around that. But before we even get to that, I would say we spend a lot of time educating our customers on the different nuances to security applications. So a lot of our focus is on photo ID systems, electronic visitor management, access control for the doors, and then obviously video surveillance. And most of our customers these days want to see all of those different applications coming together so that there's one place that they can pull that data, look at audit logs, manage the system. And so when we do that, we've got that thought in mind. And then, again, once we understand what the customer's needs are, then we're going to start talking about specific products and, again, give them an unbiased view. So that's our approach as an integrator, is to bring multiple solutions to the table and then design what we think is the right fit for them. The value from an integration perspective is that, when there's one place to query that data out. So if I need to run a report on Bob Brown, I can see every door that he accessed through. Or if I get Bob loses his card and that card is used after hours to try to gain entry into the facility. One, I know it's not going to be the person's not going to be able to get into the building because it was deactivated in the access control system. But by the event notification set up with LENSEC, I can trigger an automated email and text video clip of that person trying to utilize that card. So the value of the integration there is we can look for anomalies and abnormal situations and proactively respond to those, as opposed to going back and just looking at the unauthorized access attempt report within the access control system. And so the thing that we love about the LENSEC solution is, you guys are not a camera manufacturer, right? So you guys take an agnostic approach to it, and you're focused on the video surveillance, the video management side of things. So there's a lot of value in, looking out for the customer's best interest instead of just trying to push a camera on a customer and then looking at the software as an afterthought. I mean, the one thing that working with the manufacturer provides both the integrator and the customer is you guys are covering a wider presence, you're covering the entire country, all of North America. So it's good to see what trends that you guys may be seeing from similar type of customers and markets in other parts of the country that maybe haven't moved to the Midwest yet, or maybe we are ahead of the curve. Using your guys' resources on what you're seeing in other parts of the country are certainly beneficial to us here.
So that's Matt Bidos with Elliott Data Systems. And Elliott Data Systems has been a great partner with us for quite a while. He's got some great things to say about LENSEC and what we can do to help the security integrator. One of the things that stuck out with me was the fact that he's identifying Perspective VMS as a unified security platform. It's one place that you can manage multiple solutions. By integration, he's talking about tying in things like access control. He's talking about tying in things like an intrusion detection, video analytics. We have an advanced suite of video analytics that we offer up. One of the things that Matt and his team is doing is leveraging our fleet module to put Perspective VMS into vehicles so that they can monitor activity in transportation in vehicles, specifically in the marijuana industry. So it's a great technique using Perspective VMS to tap into a vehicle, understand all of the metadata that can be going on, whether somebody's using their turn signals, whether somebody's applying their brakes at a specific time, and having a warning button or a panic button that people can activate to tag video and send out a notification to management that something's going on. Plus, they can monitor the transportation and distribution of marijuana supplies, whether it be to dispensaries or on transport to factories and warehouses, things like that. So they really are doing some great work up at Elliott Data in the St. Louis area.
Exactly. And another point is he mentioned workflows and how you can create an event that will alert and send out a notification. And he really liked the fact that, as again, Elliott Data being such a great security integrator in the fact of multiple types of technology, they're a very big technological company. They like the fact that our solution can show it all and be able to really break it down for them. And especially through our workflows, they're able to do that.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about workflows in just a second. But I wanted to point out that we at LENSEC, we really are keeping our pulse on the marketplace out there, whether it be the education marketplace or the healthcare marketplace, marijuana industry, the property management, commercial markets, government markets, lots of places. We're keeping our pulse on taking the pulse of the market to find out what the end user customers need. We really listen to feedback from our end users and from our integrators to hear what they need so that we can implement useful features into our product. I think our feature list is over 600 plus features right now that we offer within the LENSEC software perspective VMS. We're really paying attention to that. And Matt said we're listening to the pulse of the markets nationwide, but we're actually listening to the pulse of the market worldwide. We have a global presence around the world, and we're really trying to capture the best features and the best tools we can, and helping our integrators by giving them access to things that they might not have from our competition.
Mm-hmm. Who's up next, Keith?
So next, let's take a look at, we're going to hear from Matt Schlosser again. This is going to go a little bit more into workflows. Matt's going to tell us about a specific use case that he was working on, and how the workflows have really helped that customer, has really gone above and beyond to make sure that their customer base has exactly what they need by using Perspective VMS.
We do on-site security, we do patrol security, and then of course we do video monitoring and things along those lines. But what we've really been trying to do is integrate all of those functions into one seamless security solution for our clients. So what we've been doing is trying to figure out how we can utilize the VMS solution in order to trying to catch those acts in the process of being committed, and then also, trying to actually stop some of these and keep some of these things from happening in the future. One of the key functions that's really helped us with that situation is workflows in Perspective VMS. So the workflows use a if this then that logic, which basically allows us to say, if there's motion detected at this point or in this camera frame during this time frame, then do this. So we implemented an audible alert as well as a visual alert that kind of helps our dispatchers know when something's happening, what property it's happening on, and focus their attention back to the screens where it needs to be in order to dispatch either the on-site guard for that location or a patrol guard to that location. And we've actually had some luck with detaining some of these folks until local police department arrives so that they can ticket them for trespassing, attempted larceny, et cetera, et cetera. Before we implemented these workflows, we were just relying on after the fact recordings. Hey, somebody reported their bike missing. They haven't seen it in the last 2 weeks. Now we have to go back through 2 weeks of footage to find out when it was stolen, get a picture of the guy, post it up as a be on the lookout alert for the on-site guard, and that's just about it. We haven't been able to be proactive, we've been reactive. LENSEC has really flipped that around. So we've been able to detect when these guys are breaking in. We send out a patrol unit or the on-site guard. They detain that person, ticket that person, and then we email the property manager before they come in and say, hey, this happened on your property last night. We were able to detain them. Here's the local police report numbers so you can follow up. Here's what they took. And it really gives the property management a chance to be ahead of these situations versus being blindsided by it from the tenants. And the property management has been very, very satisfied with the approach that we've taken. And really the only reason we've been able to take this approach is because of LENSEC and the Perspective VMS capabilities. So, thank you for being able to really change the name of the game when it comes to detecting these issues and, turning ourselves from a reactive force into a preventative force. We have the property manager of this complex that we've had so much success with. They're just one property that the property management company has, 10 to 20 different properties in our metro area. So being so successful at one property is giving us the opportunity to expand into other properties a lot easier that are under that same property management group. And that's kind of been the goal from the beginning. You get in with one and next thing you know, you got 20 that you're doing the same thing with. And it's really helped us expand the business significantly. And it's all due to that capability that the system has in the first place. Ever since I came on with the company, the goal has been to turn from a reactive to a proactive solution. And I don't think we would be nearly as far along in that endeavor as we are now without the assistance of LENSEC and the VMS that they offer Perspective.
So that's great to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a glowing reference, and it really just makes me happy to hear the success that Aquila Security Alarms is able to have with their property management companies because of the features and advantages that he's finding in Perspective VMS.
Exactly, Keith. That's such a great point. And the fact of the matter is that being able to create specific alerts, it's so important because you have certain scenarios that are going to happen. And for sure, you could create your own workflow regarding face mask detection. You could create a workflow when it comes to too many people in a building. All of these different things with COVID-19, before we spoke to Max, is out there today that we can provide and help, especially school districts, hospitals, colleges and universities, healthcare, wherever, where it'll make it easier for that security professional to do their job and assist them in that job and make the security team the best security team possible.
One of the biggest obstacles that end users or businesses used to have about putting in an expensive security system with cameras and security monitoring is the fact that they could only be reactive. They could only see problems that occur after the fact. But with Perspective VMS, adding workflows and some of the other tools that we have integrated with our software, that change from a reactive product to a proactive product really is a game changer. I mean, we keep hearing those words. We keep hearing our partners saying what a big difference it makes. But it is the unified security platform. It's the integration that you have with other services that make Perspective VMS stand out in the market. So I'm excited to get that word out. And thank you so much to our partners, Max Schlosser with Aquila Security and Alarms, Charlie Druzak with Doble Laboratories, and Matt Bidos with Elliott Data for stepping up and telling their story about their experience with LENSEC and with Perspective VMS.
Exactly, Keith. And that's a great summary you gave me. As we're always asked for the summary, you've given it to me. Again, everyone needs to go to lensec.com/live to check out all the videos. They're all available at our website. And then make sure you like and share this video if you're watching it, and like all our different social media platforms. And we'll see you again next week for another What's Your Perspective?
Hi, everybody.